Hi guys, Neil Waterhouse. This week's video is about how to buy things, use them, have some fun with them and sell them at a profit. I'm going to show you how to do this strategy today without spending 1 cent of your own money, or anyone's money. This is how it works. Basically the whole thing works because of this phrase I learned from Warren Buffett many years ago. Wealth is the transfer of funds from the impatient to the patient. Now just to repeat that, wealth is the transfer of funds from the impatient to the patient. Now everybody knows that you can make a profit, by buying low and selling high, but of course the secret to any business or methodology is how do you do that. The strategy which I'm going to show you now is what we call trade up or trade up formula, and you can use it to acquire items that cost $10 and also items that cost tens of thousands of dollars. Here's an example of a boat we purchased for $6,000 and sold straight away for $8,500. Here's another example of a chaff cutter which we purchased for $1,000 and sold it for $6,500. Here's another example of a quad bike we purchased for $350. Had some fun with it, with the family when the kids came on and stuff, and then we sold it for $900. Now, these are just a few of the many examples that we've been doing for my next book. But all of these items, you can use them, have some fun with them, and sell them. And I'll show you how now. Now, you don't have to do this on expensive items like boats, etc. You can do the exact same strategy with anything, as I'm going to show you in 2 seconds. Now, I just prefer to do this though on more expensive items as you make more profit per transaction. Now, the way this strategy works is some human beings are impulse buyers and other human beings are not. Now, impulse buyers are not prepared to wait, and these people often pay a premium. There's a saying with boats, the two best days of owning a boat are the day you buy the boat and then the day you sell it. In other words, people get really excited when they buy a boat, but when they sell it, they can't wait to get rid of it. Normally in their mind, they've already allocated the money for the next boat, or the next toy, or whatever they're going to do next with the money. So they can't wait to get rid of it. Now, this isn't just with boats, it's with most things. People get really excited about buying stuff, and they also get really excited about getting the money from the item they're selling, so they can use that same money for their next shiny new object. Now, when you sell used items, anybody who's sold has got any experience with selling used items knows that you'll always receive many lowball offers. And if you're asking, say, $1,000 for something, you're always going to get crazy offers, and it's just part of the game. But like Warren Buffett says, wealth is a transfer of funds from the impatient to the patient. I think of buyers being in a triangle. When you sell something, you want the people at the top of the triangle who are going to pay the most money for the item. There's always a lot more people at the bottom of the triangle than at the top. But of course, you don't want to accept offers from those people at the bottom. Now, whenever you sell anything, there's some buyers they'll only pay bottom dollar, but there's always buyers who will pay more, albeit less of them. These are the people at the top of the triangle. If you purchase an item for, say, $700, you list the item for, say, $1,300, and you accept offers over $1,000. You'll always get offers, so it's very important to always list the item for 15 to 30% more than you're willing to accept. As you'll see in a sec with the trade-up strategy, you don't need to be in a hurry to sell the stuff, which means the world tilts in your favour, as you can be the patient one. In fact, sometimes you just don't want to sell that nice boat or toy, but part of the strategy is to continually grow your assets without spending any money. So when you do let go of that boat or that toy, then it will be only a very short amount of time until a nicer, newer model one is sitting in your driveway. I'll show you in a sec how to buy things cheap, but before I do, think about this. Now, I'm not saying to do this, just think about this. Imagine if you listed all your possessions on, say, eBay today for, say, 35% more than their replacement value. Now, again, I'm not saying to list everything you've got, including, great grandma's, wedding ring, but most of us have stacks of things lying around which can be traded up. So I'm not saying to sell them off, I'm saying trade them up. You sell them and increase their net worth. Imagine if, say, every Saturday you listed one of these items. What I mean by trade up, by the way, is you sell an item like a sewing machine, which you already own, and at a higher price at the top of the triangle, then use that money to purchase a better sewing machine for exactly the same amount of money as you sold your older one. In other words, buy low, sell high. For my next book, we're trading up an old lawnmower which costs less than $100 for a Jeep worth over $30,000. We're doing this by selling the old lawnmower, then buying a better lawnmower, then selling that lawnmower, then using the funds to buy an even better one. Then we're going to a boat, etc., which is what we're in the middle of doing at the moment. And this is trade up, which is simply buying low and selling high. Okay, so how do you buy low? My favourite place to buy low is Gumtree and Facebook Buy Swap Sell. The reason I like these two places, you can do all the negotiation without leaving your house. For instance, with Gumtree, you can do all your negotiation with SMS. And if you have virtual assistants in places like the Philippines, because if you've already got a dropship business or an eBay, Amazon business or whatever, you've quite possibly already got VAs working for you. So that's my favourite. But you don't have to have VAs doing it for you. So as an example, if you're buying a boat, we first send an SMS to the seller asking how old is the boat and are there any problems with it. That's SMS 1. We then reply and send an SMS saying something like, I'd like to make an offer on your boat. I cannot offer you XYZ for an XYZ-year-old boat with XYZ wrong with it. I'd like to offer you XYZ cash. Sorry for the low offer. And then give a reason for your low offer. This works particularly well if you don't have a lot of money. As you can say, sorry for the low offer, I'm not very financial. In other words, you've given them a low offer price and they go, oh God, that's a low price. They've kind of got a bit upset about that, but then you've come back to, sorry, I'm not very financial. But there are many different SMS scripts we've used over the years, and you need to configure that last of that script to make it suit your own personal financial position. Now, to find items to purchase, the way we find items is to set up automatic alerts in places like eBay and Gumtree, as eBay and Gumtree can email you every day items that meet your search criteria, like sewing machine, boat, jet ski, mountain bike, or whatever floats your boat, pardon the pun. So have a play. We have a lot of fun with this strategy, but it's best to think of this strategy or this trade-up strategy as a wealth gain strategy and not a cash flow strategy. The trade-up strategy is not designed as a cash flow strategy to produce a weekly income. It is designed as an asset gain strategy, and also to have fun with the toys. Asset gain strategies and cash flow strategies are two totally different methodologies. For cash flow, anybody who's been following me for some time knows that what I'm most passionate about is selling dropship and import items on eBay, Amazon, and our own independent websites. But for a wealth gain strategy, most people can do this trade-up strategy on the side without having to outlay any money. What have you got lying around which you can list right now and trade up? It could be a sewing machine, a box trailer, an old fridge, an old push bike, an old computer, not even that old, but you can keep trading them up. Imagine if you listed one item every week and continually trade these items up forever. That's all for this week. Please scroll down and leave me a comment below. Until next week, list more, sell more. This is Neil Waterhouse. Hey, I got to show you this. I know they've got some cow lovers here. We just had a new calf, and their kids really love her. Which is this is Fergie is the mum, and the little calf is Buttercup, and she's so cute. And I know we've got a few cow lovers out there, so we think she's very special, and my daughters think she's very special. So again, that's all for this week. See you guys next week.